Oh boy, are we live? Is it working? Let's see here. Let's see here if we're live. If it's doing its cosmetic thing. Ooh, it's working. It seems to be working. Fact of the matter is that it seems to be working. I'll just wait for someone to show up. I don't know if people were overdone by the last stream that I did, that they just got too much Infinite Star. I don't know. But we're doing it again. We're doing it all over again. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the insane antics of Infinite Outlaw Star. I don't know if anyone's gonna show up. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until the moment people show up in the chat before I reveal this magnificent surprise that I have to reveal to everyone, to absolutely all of you. This amazing whatever it is. It's actually not that amazing. I have to wait. I have to wait for people to show up. I have to wait for the crowning moment to occur in which I out myself. I could actually just do it right now, because I feel like the only people who are probably going to watch the stream at this point is everyone watched the other stream. The other stream had a surprisingly high amount of viewers. There were a lot of people who watched the other stream. And I'm thinking about it now, and I'm thinking, I think probably this stream is probably going to get way less, if any, viewers because of the fact that the other stream got so many. So I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. But we're gonna take more personality tests, because I thought that was really fun. I liked seeing people's reactions to the what is it called? There's word answers that I did to the personality test. So I want to try and do some more of those, because I think it would be kind of fun. I think it would be kind of fun to sit here and do personality tests again, because I330, I think was his name, suggested for me to do it, so I'm going to do it again. I have a really weird setup here, because I have to actually look at the chat from my other monitor, but it's not so bad. So I'm gonna Google some pretty generic personality tests. Then all of you fellas out there are gonna find out. All of you ladies and gents are gonna find out the truth about Infinite Star, the riveting facts that you've been desperately waiting to see all of this time. All of this time. Here you go. Do I have the live chat enabled? Yes, I do. See here. SciMed.com. Do I want to do this one? TheIllnessQuiz.com. This one could be interesting. I had like 15 viewers on the last stream, so I hated the fact that the last stream had to end, because like it was doing so well for so many people in the chat, and then it just had to end because the camera or the phone ran out of batteries, essentially. You done the 4D Gears personality test yet? It's a good one, maybe. Haven't done it in a year, so I may be wrong. I can Google that. 4D Gears. I've never heard of this. You're back. Sick. Yeah. I'm gonna actually remove the video capture component so you can look at my screen now. Let me find this. Video capture. Oh, wait, no. That's just the camera now. Let me find... Where is screen capture? Oh, here it is. Yes. So now you can see my screen. Also, is that filter intentional? Yes, it was. It was an intentional filter. Let me take a look at this. Oh boy. 4D Gredgears, what is this? Is meant to help people determine whether or not you have a personality disorder. It is not meant to be a diagnostic tool, but rather a tool to give you insight into a potential disorder that may be having a negative impact on your life. If you may also be suffering from a personality disorder or any other disorder, you should ask your family or doctor to recommend a therapist in your area to meet with. Okay, so there's a couple ones here: paranoid, schizotypical, antisocial, borderline, histrionic, avoidant, dependent, obsessive compulsive. Okay, here we go. What sex are you? Male. Do you believe you have more difficulty with relationships than the average person your age? Yes, it's very difficult, very, very difficult for me to make connections with the vast majority of people. Do you have difficulty trusting people? Yes. Do you tend to avoid social relationships? Yes. Do you prefer to be alone rather than in the company of others? Yes. If answered yes to the previous question, is it because you feel anxious in social situations, or no, I don't feel anxious in social situations? Because you are suspicious of their motives? No. Do you find yourself unaffected by praise or criticism? This is kind of an interesting one, because there's sometimes when I get really, really interesting or like just really nice praise that just makes me feel better. But most of the time I feel pretty indifferent to both praise and criticism, to be honest. But there are certain times when it really makes me happy and like gives me the motivation to do better, so I'm gonna say no. Do you see people who get taken advantage of as being weak and deserving of being used? No, I don't think they deserve it. Do you see people yearning for acceptance among your peers? Do you feel a yearning for acceptance among your peers? Not really. I've basically accepted at this point that I'm not going to be accepted by most people. Do you have a difficult time relating to others? Yes. Do you believe you have special incendiary abilities, the ability to sense a person's presence, for example? Not really, no. Do you often find that your emotions are inappropriate for a given situation? Yes, I often laugh at really horrible things. Are you plagued by suspicions that other people, including loved ones, may be doing things behind your back that will end up hurting you? Not really, no. Do others see you as being cold and distant? Oftentimes, yes. Do you tend to choose jobs that are below your skill level? I don't work. Do you find it hard to concentrate on one thing for a long time? Yeah, on a lot of stuff, it's just really, really hard for me to concentrate on it forever. Is your appearance or behavior considered eccentric by other people? Yes, absolutely. I have really weird-looking hair, and like I dress in ways that most people would not find suitable. So yes. Have you, other people accused you of being cruel to animals or people? I've been accused of being cruel to people, yes. And animals, no. I tend to be pretty good to animals, but I've been pretty cruel to other people. Do you take actions without thinking about the consequences? Yeah, sometimes. Most of the time, I try to weigh both options, but sometimes I'll just do something. Do you sometimes profit at the expense of others without being bothered by the pain or damage you cause them? Yes. Do you consider your needs to be more important to you than the needs of others? I am an egoist, so I would say yes. Are you prone to bouts... Wait, no. Do your moods fluctuate a lot? I think my moods are generally pretty consistent. Like, I'll get depressed and stuff, but it's not like manic highs, manic lows, or that type of thing, so I would say no. Are you prone to bouts of anger? No. Do you often feel like people are saying negative things about you behind your back? Not really, no. Do you often see things in black and white terms? In other words, something either is or isn't without any gray area in between? Well, I think nuance is really important, so no. Are you uninterested in the feelings of others? Yes. When you are talking to someone, do they sometimes have difficulty following your train of thought? Yeah, like I can ramble on and on about something, and a lot of the time people won't really get what I mean. Are you quick to anger when your expectations are not met? Not really, no. Do you intentionally injure yourself, for instance, by cutting yourself or taking too many pills? No, not anymore. Do you consider having a strong love for approval and praise? Not really, no. Do other people accuse you of being manipulative? Sometimes, yes. Have you had recurring thoughts of suicide? Yeah, sometimes. If you've said yes to the previous question, do you tend to have these suicidal thoughts during or after a breakup with someone? I don't really get them during breakups anymore. I did with one person. So it was only with one person, though. With everyone else, I didn't feel that way. So I would say no. Oh boy. I need to take a drink. I need to take a drink of water. Is the crackling I'm hearing also intentional? No, that's just what this mic does. The only thing I can do is turn the mic down slightly. This is the only thing I can do to make the crackling easier. But, let me see here. Do you tend to be critical of loved ones, sometimes holding them to higher standards than you hold yourself to? No, not really. I don't really have any standards for loved ones. Datsuki in the chat says, we back. Yes, we are back. Are you very afraid of being alone? No. I like spending time alone more. Are you focused on order and protection? No, I don't really care about order or protection. Do you feel that you were depressed a lot? Yeah. Do you always feel the need to have a story to tell? Yes. I like having lots of things to say. Have you ever been in jail or done something that you could be put in jail for? Yes. Quite a lot of them, actually. Do people accuse you of being self-centered? Yes. Do you occasionally or often dress in a provocatively to get attention? No, not really. I don't want attention from other people. Do you have a fear of rejection of any kind, not just romantic? Not really. I don't give a fuck. Do you often second guess yourself? Yeah, I do. I think we all do. Do you find yourself exaggerating your achievements to win the respect of others? This is something that I don't like doing, but I do it every now and again. I don't know why I do it. It's just an old habit that I have, but I'm trying to stop. Do you frequently alternate between feelings of high self-worth and self-disappointment? Not really. I feel pretty much the same. Do you tend to lie a lot? I used to. I've been trying a lot harder to be, like, consistently honest, but I still find myself slipping into the behavior sometimes. But I've been trying as hard as I can not to do it, but I used to do it quite a lot, and I still do it sometimes, so I'm gonna just say yes to that. Do you frequently reassure yourself that you are deserving of praise? Not really, no. I don't really care. Do you frequently reassure yourself that you are self-sufficient? I'm definitely not self-sufficient. I'm a NEET. Do you often feel uncomfortable in social situations? I just don't want to be in them. Like, the reason I would feel uncomfortable is because I want to do something else, so I would say yes. Does your concern for doing everything right interfere with productivity? Not really. I'm not like a super principled guy when it comes to how things are being done. Do you feel the need to always be in a relationship? No. Do you have trouble not taking criticism personally? I used to have this problem. I used to take criticism really badly, but nowadays I just don't care. Are you quiet in social situations out of fear of saying something stupid? Not really. I don't really be quiet in social situations unless I just don't have anything to say. Are you often critical of weakness in others, particularly classmates and co-workers? Well, I know the reason why other people are experiencing weakness is because of conditions. It's because of the way that they grew up. So if I were to be hypercritical of them, I'd basically just be blaming them for something that would be out of their control, and I think it's much better to encourage them to do better instead of, just sitting there and being an asshole, so I'd say no. Do you exaggerate the potential difficulties of new situations in order to convince yourself not to try new activities? Not really. I don't tend to not do things because they're difficult. I tend to not do things because I don't want to do them. Do you yearn for intimate relationships, yet feel you are too socially inept to obtain them? Not really. I don't really care that much. If I could get an intimate relationship, I think about it every now and again where I go, man, I wish I had one. But it's not like something that I constantly feel, and I know if I wanted to get one, if I just tried hard enough, I could do it. Do you ever steal things from stores or people's houses? Yes, I used to steal stuff from convenience stores constantly, and I had neighbors who I would steal stuff from as well, or like other family members and friends. I would just steal their stuff. Do you suffer from low confidence? No. Have you ever exaggerated illness or weakness to get attention? Yeah, I have in the past. I don't really do stuff like that anymore. Do you have an intense fear of separation from those you love? No. Have others accused you of being arrogant? Sometimes, not so much anymore. I don't usually get people telling me I'm arrogant these days. But yeah, sometimes people do in like the comments and stuff. Rogue Thief Star. Rogue Star Thief Star Keck. Yes. Do you avoid working in teams because you are convinced that others are too careless and will not work to your standards? Not really. I think it's, if you can find a productive team, I think it's usually better. The reason I tend to not work in teams is just because I work better by myself. So it's kind of hard to answer that question because the way that they framed it, I disagree with. I just prefer working by myself. Do you often let others make important decisions for you? No, it's my own life. I have to take control of my own life. Do you often Do you have intense feelings of inadequacy or helplessness? No. Do you often get stuck on details while missing the larger picture? Not really. I think the larger picture is more important. Are you very concerned with your appearance and how others perceive you? Not anymore. I used to care a lot, but these days I don't really care that much. Do others accuse you of being rigid and stubborn? A lot of the time people accuse me for changing my opinion too much. But there are certain issues that I just never change my opinion on, that I just always believe the same thing. So I would say, yeah, sometimes people accuse me of that. Jalen Harris in the chat says, "Hey Logan, great title, by the way." Thank you. Do you have a hard time throwing things away, even if they're old and worn out? No, I throw stuff away all the time. Like, even like stuff that people would have a lot of sentimental value in, I will just throw it away. Do you engage in any obsessive or compulsive behavior? I mean, I have compulsive addictions and stuff like that, so I would say yes. Were your parents cold and distant or treated you negatively when growing up? Yes. Okay, calculate results. Here we go. What do I have? Here we go. Paranoid, moderate. Schizoid, very high. Oh my god, I have schizoid, very high? Okay. Schizotypical, or schizotypal, very high. Antisocial, moderate. Borderline, low. Histrionic, high. Narcissistic, high. Avoidant, low. Dependent, low. Obsessive compulsive, moderate. Damn, I'm all over the spectrum here. Very, very negative sounding things. Okay, let's see, what is schizoid? I think I've heard of schizoid personality disorder. I think I know what this is. What is this? People with schizoid personality disorder avoid relationships and do not show much emotions. Unlike avoidance, schizoids genuinely prefer to be alone and do not secretly wish for popularity. They tend to seek jobs that require little social contact. Their social skills are often weak and they do not show a need for attention or acceptance. They are perceived as others as humorless and distant and termed as loners. Damn. Weak interpersonal skills, difficulty expressing anger even when provoked, loner mentality of social situations, appears to others as remote, aloof, and unengaged, low sexual desire, that's definitely true, unresponsive to praise or criticism. Yeah, I'm responsive to praise on some level, but criticism these days I just don't care about. Let's see. Post the link to the test. It's called the 4DEGREEZ test. Let's see. The audio is kind of weird. Sounds like Ember. Yeah, like, that's just the way the mic on my laptop is. Until I get another mic, that's just kind of what we have to deal with. Kind of figured schizoid would be high, considering your neat life. Yeah, it's true. C in the chat says, "Oh shit, you're back." I am back. Yeah, a schizotypal. I want to know what this is. This sounds really odd right here. What is schizotypal personality disorder? Many believe schizotypal personality disorders represents mild schizophrenia. Okay, that's definitely true. This disorder is characterized by odd forms of thinking and perceiving, and individuals with this disorder often seek isolation from others. They sometimes believe to have extrasensory ability, or unrelated events relate to them in some way. They generally engage in eccentric behavior and have difficulty concentrating for large periods of times. Their speech is often over-elaborate and difficult to follow. I don't know if I'm over-elaborate and difficult to follow. I think most people kind of understand my videos. I'm very rambly. I do have difficulty concentrating for large periods of time. Um, so yeah, it's what was the other one I got really high on? I got really high on histrionic. That's kind of weird. Is that I don't think you can be a schizoid and histrionic at the same time. Because wait, I just opened this one again. Because histrionic is about like is about wanting attention all the time and like being super extreme and stuff. So I think it's kind of weird that I got high on that one as well. That's a little bit weird. And then antisocial, I got moderate. Um, yeah, it's interesting test. Thank you for telling me to do this. That sounded like me up until low sexual desire. Yeah, I just don't care about sex personally. Okay, now we can take the sociopath test. Uh, do you joke about yourself or like it when other people joke about you? Yes, I think jokes are funny. Do you fail to learn from experience? Not really. Do you particularly care about how others feel? Not at all. Um, you've just hurt someone's feelings. How does that make you feel? I don't really care. It's pretty normal. Yeah, if I say something that made somebody upset, I'm not really gonna care. Uh, it's my fault, but I don't really care, so yeah, no. Are you aggressive or cold-headed? I'm cold-headed. I don't really get mad. You're generally an anxious person. False. You are responsive to others socially. Yeah, I think I'm responsive most of the time, unless it's like total normies. With total normies, I don't know how to respond to them. With people who are weird, I know how to. So, I think on the majority, I would say false. Do you tell lies or say insecure things? Yes. You are superficially charming and intelligent? Yes. I will literally just make things up to be charming. You have delusions or signs of irrational thinking. I don't know if I'm the best one to judge that, but I think I can be irrational about certain things. But I'm self-aware about it, so I don't know. Your behavior is antisocial for no good reason? Yes. You have poor judgment? I think my judgment is fine. You are pathologically egocentric and incapable of love. I don't think I am, no. This test is very extreme. You generally lack the ability to react emotionally. Yeah, on most things it's pretty hard for me, so I'd say yeah. Your sex life is impersonal, trivial, or poorly integrated. I don't really have one, because I don't care. When you say you're sorry, you don't usually mean it. Yeah, that's true. You often act before you think about the consequences. Yeah. You got in trouble a lot when you were a kid. I got in trouble a fuck ton when I was a kid for getting into fights and stealing things. You are very good at manipulating people and situations. Yes. Let me see here. You have been cruel to animals. No, I haven't. I love animals. Like, I can't see myself ever being able to be cruel to animals because I care about them. What results did I get? Here we go. You are 50% sociopath. So it's not 100%. This is good. It says, you've scored 50% in the scoring test. That means you have some sociopathic tendencies, but this score is considered normal. Yay! We passed the test, guys. We did it. Okay, what other test should I take? Let's do the Myers-Briggs test. Let's do the Myers-Briggs test now. Myers-Briggs. Let's see how I do on this one. Oh, we did it, Reddit. We did it. We got 50%. I'm confirmed, not a psycho. Here we go. Wait, no, I was supposed to do 16 personalities. That's the website. Oh boy, here we go, boys. Fast, easy, be yourself, complete it all. Let's take the test. Here we go. Is it working? Is it gonna open up? Free test. Oh, here it goes. You enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people. Disagree. You often spend times exploring unrealistic yet intriguing ideas. Yes. Your travel plans look more like a rough list of ideas than a detailed itinerary. Yes, I want to go literally everywhere, and so the fact that I want to go everywhere, I think, is indicative of me not. it's me not. What is it called? Being detail oriented. I just want to go everywhere. That's unorganized. Reddit single-handedly saved you from being 51% psychopath, yes. You often think about what you said, what you should have said in a conversation long after it's taken place. I don't really think about stuff like that anymore. I used to think about stuff like that like a year and a half ago, but these days I just don't care. I have not cared for so long now. If your friend is sad about something, your first instinct is support them emotionally, not to try to solve the problem. I'm a practical guy. I like to fix things in practical ways. People rarely upset you. That is true. You often rely on other people to be the ones to start a conversation and keep it going. Yeah, I'm not good at starting conversations. If you have to temporarily put your plans on hold, you make sure it is your top priority to get back on track as soon as possible. Yeah. You rarely worry if you made a good impression on someone you met. Yeah, I don't really care. It would be a challenge for you to spend a whole weekend by yourself without feeling bored. I spend all my time by myself, so of course not. There's always infinite amounts of things to do. You are more of a detail-oriented person than a big-picture one. It's kind of a hard question, because I like looking at the details, but the big picture is also important, so I'm going to tentatively agree. You are very affectionate with people you care about. I like physical affection. I like giving people hugs and stuff. I think giving people hugs is nice. So I would say yes. You are a careful and you have a careful and methodical approach to life. Not at all. I just do everything in a very erratic way. You are still bothered by mistakes you made long ago. No, I'm literally unable to feel guilty for mistakes I've made. At parties and similar events, you can mostly be found farther away from the action, yes. I don't like being the center of attention or being around other people. You often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them. Yeah. When looking for a movie to watch, you can spend ages browsing the catalog. That is true, because it'll take me forever to find something I'm interested in. Because I'm very particular. You can stay calm under a lot of pressure. Yes. When in a group of people you do not know, you have no problem jumping into their conversation. No, I can't do that. When you sleep, your dreams tend to be bizarre and fantastical. A lot of my dreams tend to just be stuff that would happen in real life, but just more absurd, so I would say no. In your opinion, it is sometimes okay to step on others to get ahead in life, yes. You are dedicated and focused on your goals, only rarely sidetracked. I'm sidetracked by a lot of things, so I would say no. If you make a mistake, you tend to start doubting yourself, your abilities, or your knowledge. Not really. When at a social event, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know. Yes, I don't like meeting new people. You usually lose interest in discussion when it gets philosophical. No, that's when it gets interesting. You would never let yourself cry in front of others. Not really. I don't understand this weird, obsession people have with hiding all of their emotions and this type of thing. It's just weird. You feel more drawn to places with bustling and busy atmosphere than quiet and intimate ones. Now that's a difficult question because I like big cities a lot. I think big cities are really, really cool because you constantly have things to do, there's always things to be interested in, but at the same time I also really, really love quiet, intimate environments. So it's difficult because I love both of them, I would say in general I would rather live in a bigger city. It's difficult because if I'm in a quiet and intimate place, that would be like my house, and I would spend most of my time in my house anyway. It's kind of difficult to decide. I'm gonna tentatively agree with that. You like discussing different views and theories on the world, what the world could look like in the future. Yeah, it's fun. I like exchanging ideas. When it comes to making life-changing choices, you mostly listen to your heart rather than your head. I mean, I literally say that if I can't do what I want in life, then I might as well kill myself. I've been saying that for like years, I've been saying that like since I was very young. And like, so the fact that like I came up with that when I was like a little kid, that if I can't do what I want, I might as well kill myself. I think that's listening to your heart more than your head in about every way. You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something that you cannot see, touch, or experience. I mean, the study of concepts is basically that, so I would say no. Uh, you usually prefer to get your revenge rather than to forgive. I think it's important to forgive because if you let the revenge, end up being something that like consumes you, then it's just going to be a waste of time. It's a waste of emotional energy just to let your revenge foster in your soul, and yeah, it's a waste of time. So it's better just to forgive people for your own sake. You often make decisions on a whim. I do sometimes, yeah. The time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than the time you spend with other people. Absolutely agree. You often put social effort into interpreting the real meaning and message of a song or movie. Well, I don't believe in real meanings, but I like analyzing stuff, so I would say yes. You always know exactly what you want. I don't know exactly what I want. I just have a general idea of what I want. So, like, most people my age, they would have not made an in-depth plan of what they want to do as quickly as I did for as long as I have. I've always had like a general idea of what I like doing, and because I know what I like doing, I've just always said I want to do whatever I like. That's basically been my entire life. I've said that, so I would say, yeah, I pretty much always know. You rarely think back on the choices you made and wonder what you could do differently. Yeah, I don't really care. Oh hey, 4:20 a.m. Wait, is it that late over there? Wow. Uh, or 4:42 a.m. I should say. When in a public place, you usually stick to quieter or less crowded areas. Yeah, absolutely. You tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibilities. I like thinking about the future in a sort of theoretical way, but it's not like most of what I think about. I mostly think about the present, so yes. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. It's really difficult for me, man. If I can't compare my own experiences or like stuff that I've seen in media to what other people are feeling, I will just literally not be able to understand them. It's really difficult. When starting to work on a project, you prefer to take as many decisions as possible up front. Yeah, I mean, if you want to do something right, you got to do it yourself. So I would say yes. Well, actually, no, that's not entirely true. On the difficult stuff, I would want other people to do that. So I would have to be in the middle on that one. When you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they become disappointed. Not really. I don't care. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. No. You often drift into daydreaming about various ideas. Yes. You look at yourself first and others come second. Yes. Even when you have a planned or particularly daily routine, you end up just doing whatever you feel like. Yes. Your mood can change very quickly. My mood doesn't change really quickly. It feels, pretty consistent. So, but it does change sometimes. So I don't know. I'd have to be in the middle on that one. You often contemplate the reasons for human existence. Yes. You often talk about your own feelings and emotions. Yes. You got a detailed education or career development plan stretching several years in the future. Yes. You rarely dwell on your regrets. Yes. Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around you makes you feel drained and in need of a getaway. Yes. You see yourself as more of a realist than a visionary. I would say yeah. Because I want to live a simple life. Let's see here. You find it easy to empathize with the person who has gone through something you never have? No. If I haven't gone through it, and if I haven't seen someone else go through it, then I'm not going to be able to empathize with it. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy rather than organized and consistent efforts. Yeah, I would say that's true. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Yeah, I would say that's true. After a long and exhausting week, a fun party is what you need. Absolutely not. That is the last thing I would want. You frequently find yourself wondering how technological advancement could change everyday life. Yeah, I think it's interesting. I like technology developing. I like building things and seeing the world develop as a whole. You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something. Not really. I don't really care. You still honor the commitments you have made even if you have a change of heart. If I have a change of heart, that means I don't want to do it. You rarely feel insecure. I feel insecure about certain things, so I would have to disagree. See results. Here we go. Oh boy. What? The logician? I'm a logician. What the hell? What is this? Your personality is ITPA. This determines how we interact with our environment. 94% extroverted, 64% intuitive, nature is 60% thinking, and then 63% prospecting. Identity is 83% of assertive. So, what is this guy? What is this guy up to? Who is he? Who is the logician? The logician personality is fairly rare, making up only 3% of the population, which is definitely good for them, as there's nothing more happy than being common. There's nothing more unhappy than being common. Logicians pride themselves on inventiveness and creativity, their unique perspective and vigorous intellect, usually known as the philosopher, the architect, or the dreamy professor. Logicians have been responsible for many scientific discoveries throughout history. The examined life is not worth living, blah blah blah. Okay. So basically these guys like to think about stuff. What are their romantic relationships? I gotta wonder. Are they as detached as I really am? Logicians have an interesting love sharing with other blah blah blah. Okay, I don't care that much. What is the chat saying? See, let me see here. Oh, I remember that test. I did it too. Nice. OMG, that title. Yes. I trade crypto with my chump change, so kill me, huh? But you're not American. I keep all my crypto under my bed. It's in a big pile. I'm not sure that's how that works. I keep all my horrifying traumas in my brain's equivalent of below the bed. I agree. Liam says so true. He says based. We had the same MBTI, but completely different Big Five. It's the Virgin Autism NEAT. Yeah, like that's what's interesting, is that the Big Five can be totally different, but the MTBI can be the same with a lot of people. The logician is logical for head. All lesbians are INTP. Damn, that's pretty woke right there. I got ISFP on the test 2 weeks ago. Some INTPs are real happy about being uncommon, considering how depressed they all say they are. Damn, yeah, no, you're getting some you guys are getting some action in the chat right here. The amount of savagery, that's being levied against us poor logicians is quite incredible. A good wife makes happiness, a bad one philosophy. What the hell? You see, strengths and weaknesses. What are my strengths and weaknesses? Great analysts, imaginative, open-minded, enthusiastic, objective, honest, straightforward. Very private and withdrawn, insensitive. I'm very insensitive. Absent-minded, condescending. I can be condescending sometimes. I don't even try to be condescending. Like, that's the thing, is it's not even intentional. I just end up being condescending by accident. And people will tell me, Star, you're so condescending. And I'm like, how? How am I... Like, I won't even know what I'm doing wrong, and people will tell me that I'm doing something wrong, and it like... I'll sit there and I'll think about it for like quite some time, and I'll have no idea what I'm doing wrong. See, loathe rules and guidelines. Yes, I absolutely hate rules. Second guess themselves, I do that. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty close. Like, it's pretty incredible. That is pretty close to the way that I am. So maybe this test isn't complete bullshit. A poem of numbers. I don't like numbers. Emotional values, a mere illusion. Damn. Okay. Let's see here. I think I got ENFP A/ENFPT. Interesting. I wouldn't expect an extrovert to be on a Star video. That's kind of cool. Dear meme, are you a Nazi? I hope he's a Nazi. That would be pretty funny. Imagine being happy. I agree. No, it's just to steer normos away from my channel. If you go to Reddit's INTP subreddit, it's a hilarious circle jerk. I can imagine literally every subreddit is like that. Wow, we sharing our science-y horoscopes now, yes. Haters gonna hate, it's true. All those rubbish tier extensions on your Firefox, are they really that bad? I mean, I haven't looked into what extensions to get recently. These are extensions that I've had here basically ever since I installed Linux on this computer, which was like a while ago. So it was many, many months ago. So I mean these extensions are just the ones that I've had here. So I haven't had the time to like change them to something good. I got INFJ twice. I'm special. Hey, I'm also INFJ. Isn't that one the mediator? I think. Let's see, wait, which one is this? I actually forgot. Okay, this one's IN. So I think that one's the mediator that you're mentioning. Let me look this up. So I think that's what that is. I have to go through. Which one is it? Architect. Oh, it's the advocate, right? Yeah, no, that's the advocate personality. Okay, so it's like an idealist. Yeah. What other should I do the anagram? Should I do the legendary anagram? The fucking lectures that I put on my channel just so I can make ad money off content that I stole. Let me do that. Let me look up. Look up anagram. I usually use the Similar Minds test, so I'm gonna do. I already know what my type is, but I'm gonna do the Similar Minds anagram test. Here we go. See what I get. Let's see if they give me the wrong one. Oh boy. Let me see what's going. Do a 4DG's personality test. I actually did that earlier on the stream. Earlier on the live stream, I did the personality disorder test, and I got schizoid. I got schizoid personality disorder and schizotypal. Those were the ones that I scored the highest on. Similar Minds. Here we go. Let's see. Which one is all-in-one personality test? What personality tests? Which one is it? How does I actually forgot how this website works. So let me do the Google search again. Let me try and find. Well, it's DuckDuckGo, but whatever. And this one, anagram. Okay, I misread. Gender, male, obviously. See here. Let me read the chat real quick. The anagram is real stuff. I think it's better than most of the other tests. Yeah, let me see here. Real shit. Based. I'm very high on schizoid, schizotypal, borderline, and avoidant. Now that was the interesting thing, is that on borderline I got low, and then on avoidant I also got low. So those two were the ones that I got very low scores on, but I got extremely high scores on schizoid and schizotypal. And then on antisocial personality disorder, I got moderate, and then on, this was weird, is that it said histrionic and narcissistic I scored high on, but it feels like both of those diagnoses would contradict schizoid, right? Because histrionic is like the exact opposite of schizoid, so it felt contradictory, but schizoid was the one that I got the highest on. Let's see here. I finished things ahead of schedule. That is very inaccurate. I like having friends, but I don't like having obligations placed on me. Yeah, that's true. My behavior and decisions are extremely calculated to max safety and security. That's some gay boy shit. Why would I care about safety and security? I have a very relaxed personality. Not really. I like to talk in loud ways, but I also spend a lot of time alone. So does that mean am I relaxed? Because I talk loud like an entertainer when I'm in calls with people who I trust very deeply. And then I talk loud like an entertainer when I'm in videos. Does that mean I'm in the middle? Because I'm not usually like that. Most of the time I'm just very like chill and relaxed. So I don't know. I'll put myself in the middle. I'm prone to lots of introspection. That is true. I have a strong immediate reaction against anything that threatens my security. I don't care. I'm very optimistic. I wouldn't call myself optimistic. I would call myself hopeful. I think the future is going to be better. But do I think that, like, life as a concept is good? Probably not. Making sure I'm constantly in an enjoyable state of mind is extraordinarily important to me. It doesn't matter to me that much. Like, if I'm constantly in enjoyable if I'm constantly in an enjoyable state of mind, I guess that's good, but it's kind of interesting to just, like, be numbed out. You know, I think that's kind of interesting. It's not enough that I like to enjoy something. I have to understand why. Yeah, I like understanding why. I tend to be pessimistic on a lot of things, yes. I am more interested in intellectual pursuits than anything else. So I mean, language learning is an intellectual pursuit, so I would consider that yes. And then maybe this YouTube channel could kind of count. I've been called dopey? Not really. I am frequently helping others, but I forget about myself. That is the exact opposite of me. I have a calming effect on others due to my laid-back personality preference. Not really. I talk very loud. I like smiling around the clock, even if I'm not happy. I mean, I'm gonna make it pretty clear that I'm not happy. Unless I'm just, like, literally pretending. Actually, yeah, no, I do pretend a lot of the time just so, like, you know, just so I don't have to deal with the fact that, like, you know, I know people are going to misunderstand it and it's going to be a conversation and I don't want it to be a conversation. And so, yeah, sometimes I would say I tentatively agree with that, kind of, you know. Let me see here. I am preoccupied with how authentic or true to myself I am. Not really, no. I am assertive, yes. I frequently mentally check out of situations. Yeah, I would say I do. I do sometimes. I like to remain calm at all times, yes. I maintain my spaces in an orderly way, definitely not. I tend to feel empty, yeah, on some level. I'm cautious. I prefer not to put life at risk, no. I always accomplish my work on time, no. I pursue new intense experiences in the hopes of finding the next rush. I think that's fun. I am more agreeable, malleable on the surface than I really am deep down, no. I want to maintain my physical relation to the world by adopting a serene, malleable, easygoing presence, no. My decisions involve extensive research, not really. Long-term plans, kind of. I am more dominant than submissive. Yeah, I would say that's true. I think if it's not exhausting, I would rather not do it. If it's not exhilarating, I don't need everything to be exhilarating. That's dumb. I am aggressive? Not really, no. I need to be impressive to others. Doesn't really matter that much. I don't think I need to be, no. Doesn't really matter. I desire some level of fame in my community. I think that's cool, yes. I constantly seek new and exciting experiences. Yeah, seems nice. I am too relaxed for my own good, no. I do not back down when threatened. Yeah, I don't like to back down when threatened. That's some gay boy shit. I am a very organized person, no. I serve others, no. Being normal isn't authentic. What? What kind of question is that? Being normal isn't authentic. For me, it's not authentic, so I would have to say yes, but for, like, the majority of people, I think they're fine. I put the needs of others ahead of my own, no. I tend to err on the side of security, even if it means playing it too safe, no. Fun is the most important thing in life? Not really? Not really, no. I'm attracted to prestige. I don't see... Prestige is not inherently interesting. I'm never fully present and engaged in the external world. That's not true. Sometimes it's not what I want, it's what others want that's more important. That is the gayest shit I have ever heard. Oh my god. My desire for acclaim motivates me. Yeah, I like the idea of making videos and then having people enjoy them. I think that's cool. But I would just make the videos anyway, even if no one watched them, so I don't know. I make plans and stick to them. I mean, my plan has been to do whatever I want for, basically my whole life, and I haven't really strayed away from that except a few times, so I would say yes. The typical ordinary way feels like a betrayal of myself. Yes, very, very true. I don't like doing things the way everyone else does. My security and safety are more important, no. I like to go through life without haste, in an unhurried, relaxed manner. Not really. I tend to dislike myself, no. I space out very easily, no. My identity is very much about being different, yes. I'm a domineering person? What does that even mean? I am a domineering person. Does it mean like dominating other people? Like being, like coming in the room and being like, oh man, I'm so cool, man. I'm gonna like light you on fire and stuff. I don't understand what that means. I'm a domineering person. I'm just gonna be neutral on that. I take comments that I'm odd or weird as a compliment or validation that I'm living my life right, yes. I prefer to remain easygoing and unflappable. Not really. I find analytical living rewarding. I think analyzing stuff is fun. I like to be popular. Not really. I don't care. My thoughtfulness and charitable nature are my foundation. That's some gay shit. Holy cow. I have been called or described as out of it. Yes, quite a few times. I rely on my intellect more than my gut instinct when making decisions. Not really, no. Submit results. Here we go. What am I? You are a type 4. Oh boy. It says, okay. So, let me go down the line here. The Enneagram personality test divides the entire human personality into 9 behavioral instincts. This is your score on each. Type 1, orderliness, 22%. Type 2, helpfulness, 10%. Type 3, image focus, which is 46%. And then Type 4, individualism, which is 70%. Type 5, intellectualism at 58%. Security focus, 10%. Adventurousness, 42%. Type 8, which is aggressiveness, 58 points. And then calmness, 30. So basically, it says my main type is type 4 with individualism is what it says. So it says I must be unique and different to survive. And it says your level of health is below average, i.e. unhealthy. Oh, well, it's a nice thing to say, okay. Your variant reflects your scoring profile, social variant, compliant, friendly, sexual variant, assertive and intense, self-preservation, withdrawn, security-seeking. What? Security-seeking? That's very weird. So yeah, it says you can go to the website, basically go to the Enneagram website, it'll explain more about this personality type. So let me do that. This goes type 4. You go to the website, the Institute, and then it'll explain stuff about it. It'll tell you more about like what they're like and stuff. I have all the types on here. See, 4s believe and are sensitive, self-aware, and reserved. They're emotionally honest, creative, and personal. Their basic fear is to not have an identity. Their basic desire is to find themselves and to create an identity. Okay. But yeah, you got some people here. Famous 4s are like Edgar Allan Poe or Yukio Mishima. These guys, Nicolas Cage, what the hell? Bob Dylan. I'm pretty sure, wasn't Sartre on this list? Somewhere Sartre is on, I don't know. Yeah, that's what that is. Basically a dumb creative guy. Let me see here. Let me go through. What are people saying? I'm 90% sure I have BPD. I would recommend trying to do something about that. Based mentally ill female. I cry more than most females, I'm sure. Wait, is there an actual woman in the chat? I don't believe it. I refuse to believe a woman would ever watch my videos. Let me see here. To the Cure and Bjork albums. Nice. The Cure and Bjork are both really, really good. Based mental instability, yes. Base stable instability, yes. I just realized, did you reverse Dur and ask me if I did the Myers-Briggs? I don't remember if I did. He isn't the type I am. Worst type is 6. I think 6s are kind of bad because 6s are like they're very like security focused, which I think is kind of weird. I just popped in here. What is this personality test BS? I'm just doing random test. I am 6'5". That's why I know. Damn. We're shots fired. I'm 5'6". 5s are cool because they like analyzing stuff. But yeah, I wanna know. I'm so confused about these tests. I'm so confused because I feel like I'm simultaneously getting information that's like contradictory with one another, but it's also like but it's also information that feeds into one another really well. I think that's pretty cool. What other tests should I take? Give me more tests in the chat, all of you people. I need more tests for my life. IQ tests. I am not doing an IQ test. I think I would score absurdly low if I did an IQ test. I am not doing that. I'm not going to embarrass myself live on air. Let me see here. IQ test or autism test? I've done the autism test before, though. Why is everyone telling me to do an IQ test now? Oh no! Oh no! I refuse. No, I refuse on principle to do an IQ test. Let me see here. I'm gonna look up other personality tests. What are some other ones I can do? But I've done the autism test before, though. Like, I did a whole video where I said, okay, guys, it's time to take the autism test. Psych Central. Oh, I used to go to this website a lot with my friends, with my friends on a Discord chat like a year and a half ago. What we would do is that they would post the link to it, and then we would all give our results to the Psych Central tests in the chat. It was kind of interesting. Let me see here. Narcissistic test, borderline test. Yeah, why not? I'll do this one. Emotional IQ test. What the hell is that? Emotional IQ. Well, okay, I'm doing a type of IQ test. How about this? I'm doing a type of IQ test. Prove that you are 200 IQ. Yes. My server is spurging again. That's because there's lots of spurgs in there. Which BTS member are you? I remember IDR Labs has a shitto not test about can't temper if they're all good. Only personality style, I'm sure it is. Let's see here. Do one shitty BuzzFeed test because they're all the same. They're all pretty the same. Bro, we'll still watch you no matter how stupid you are. I appreciate it. Did you just brap? I don't think I just brapped. Emotional IQ. How high? How high is my IQ, boys? Here we go. Oh, God. When I say I mess up, I say self-deprecating things such as, I'm such a loser. Oh, my God. That's such gay boy shit. Why would I do such gay boy shit like that? Oh, my God. I run into obstacles that keep me from reaching my goals. I mean, the only thing keeping me from reaching my goals is myself, so I would say no. Even when I do my best, I feel guilty about the things that were not done perfectly. That is more gay boy shit. Feeling guilt? Gross. I am able to stop thinking about my problems. Yeah, if there's a problem, I wouldn't say it's completely true. I would say that's mostly true, is I can put it in the back of my head and just not think about it. I am bored most of the time. It kind of depends, because if I have stuff to do, like if I have material abundance, I don't get really bored, but most of the time nowadays I get pretty bored. But I have YouTube videos, so I'm okay. So it's somewhat true, somewhat false. I feel like I worry about things that other people don't even think about. Yeah, no, going outside and stuff. Going outside, seeing other people, that type of thing. Yes, quite pungent. Lol, this test is gonna suck. I agree. Very sloppy and wet, my dear. I agree. I feel like I worry about things that other people... Oh, wait, no, I already did that. When someone I care about is sad, I feel sad too. No. Some people make me feel bad about myself no matter what I do. No. Everything I try to do ultimately ends in failure. No. I am not satisfied with my work unless someone else praises it. No. Let's see. Overall results. Your emotional IQ is good. Higher than average, in fact. Wow. Okay. I did not expect that result. Let me see here. Do I have borderline personality disorder? I am a male. If I put female, I bet my chances would go up by like 100%. How frequently have you felt unreal, as if things around you were unreal? What? I feel like that should just be the logical conclusion of life, that stuff doesn't exist. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? I... What? True or false? How have you what? What kind of question is that? I don't understand. I guess I'm gonna say no. I feel like that's like one of those trick questions. I don't know. Have you at least two other problems with impulsivity: eating, binge eating, spending sprees, drinking too much, verbal outburst. See, I mean, like I am impulsive on some level, but I'm not impulsive as that. Like I'm not as extremely impulsive as it describes. Have you chronically felt empty? I've chronically felt depressed, not necessarily empty. Have you, any of your closest relationships, been troubled by a lot of arguments or repeated breakups? Yeah, I've had one or two. I've had one or two that are like that, so I'd say yeah. Have you often felt that you had no idea who you are or have no identity? I think my identity's pretty clear. Like, if you look at my YouTube channel, like, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a NEET, I have pretty consistent opinions about the world, so I don't think that means I have no identity. If anything, that is my identity. Have you deliberately hurt yourself? Yes. Have you been extremely moody? Not really. Other than, unless you count like suicide and stuff, but I think that's like a consistent mood. If you're extremely moody, that means it fluctuates between moods, you know? Have you made desperate efforts to avoid feeling abandoned? Not really. Have you ever made a suicide attempt more than 2 occasions? Yes. Have you often been distrustful of other people? Yeah. Oh boy, what am I gonna get? Your score is a total of 4. Let me see here. Unlikely is 0 to 6, and then likely is 7 and up. So, apparently, according to this, I do not have borderline personality disorder. This test of literally 10 questions. Okay. Let's do one last one. Let's do one last one of these fucking stupid Psych Central tests. Let's see. Has never derealized before, cringe. Yes. I had a BPD GF in a mental hospital once. Keck. They are very interesting beings. They really are interesting people. You know, honestly, I would not mind. I honestly would not mind dating a girl who had a borderline personality disorder, strictly because I think it would be fascinating. Like, they could say the most fucked up shit to me possible. They could say, you know, something that would, like, break most people's hearts, something that would be extremely, like, mean and terrible, and I just wouldn't care. It would not even faze me at all. And so, like, I don't, like, even, like, physical violence and stuff like that, it's like, okay, what are you gonna do, hit me now? Yeah, it's funny, you're a woman, I can just hit you back. Like, okay, I shouldn't phrase it that way, but, like, all you have to do, he said based in the chat, like, all you have to do is defend yourself and then help them calm down, and I mean defend yourself by blocking the attacks and, like, keeping them from hitting you, not actually hitting them. Like, that's all you have to do. So, like, I don't understand why it's such a emotionally on some level I can, because a lot of it is about empathy, right? It's about, you know, having your nerves get kicked because you had your feelings hurt by someone, you know, being dealing with criticism in a bad way, and sort of like empathizing with the person to such an extent that it hurts you, because you can see the pain that they're in and it becomes unhealthy for you. But with me, I'm a little different. You know, I'm able to look at these things and just not feel anything. And so, like, I'm more intrigued by how interesting it would be to be with someone who had BPD because I think it's fucking fascinating. You know, like, I think the sort of insanity that someone like that would experience is really, really fascinating. But, yeah, so, I am a male. My feelings blend into one another. Yeah, I would say that's pretty true. My feelings just are like a flat stage, basically. I'm very close to my childhood feelings. Not at all. I am easily hurt. Not at all. I spend a lot of time daydreaming and fantasizing. Not at all. Oh, well, no, that's true. I do daydream quite a lot. I dislike stories that have a definite beginning, middle, and end. Well, I like a lot of postmodern stories because I think a lot of postmodern stories are really interesting and like the way they're structured. Like I think Welcome to the NHK on some level is a kind of postmodern story because it doesn't really have an ending. Like a lot of the plot threads in the show aren't really resolved, and that's really, really interesting to me. And like it like with NHK, like there's literally a rant in the show where he goes, you know, a drama has a progressive plot line and all of these things get resolved, but these vague anxieties that happen throughout your life just sort of linger in the background and they never really get resolved. I don't remember the exact quote, but it was something like that. And like when Yamazaki did that rant, like I feel like it was very it was very implicative of what NHK was, because NHK has a lot of these little plot threads that just end up hanging. They don't really get resolved. And spoilers, major spoilers for NHK, by the end of the show, Tatsuhiro Sato isn't really out of his position. He has to deal with a shitty job that he hates doing. He can barely do it, but he has to do it to survive, and it's unsure as to whether or not he'll become a hikikomori again. We don't really know what's going on with Misaki. Yamazaki has to go live on this farm that he really does not want to live on. And so, like when I think of a story that, you know, has sort of a different structure to it, I think of my second favorite anime, Welcome to the NHK. So I would have to say, it's somewhat true that I dislike stories that are structured in that very traditional way. Let me read the chat here for a moment. I think I could deal with her because I was immune to her emotional manipulation. When I was dating her, I was like a zombie, no emotion, dead inside, supreme. Yeah, I think I would feel the same way if I dated someone like that. Her relationship with me and everyone else went from 0 to 100 instantly as soon as she got there. It's very intense. That's fascinating. That is really interesting. Yeah, I think I've basically passed the point where I can get really emotional about relationships like that, because there was one relationship that I was in that like really, really hurt when it ended and really fucked me up. And then ever since that relationship ended, I've been completely unable to feel basically anything with every relationship I've gotten into. I don't know if it was as a result of that experience or as a result of like more traumatic experiences that I had afterwards, because after I made that video talking about that specific breakup, there were a fuck ton of really bad things that happened afterwards, and I think those other really bad things probably just made me more emotionally numb as a person, to the point where all of the other relationships that I had later on ended up feeling cold and distant and all that stuff. BRB, gonna get food. Yeah, eat food. It's good for you. Postmodern, Jordan Peterson is upset. Yeah, I've upset the Dark Professor over here. Based. Yes, it is very based. An organization where all the lines of responsibility are precise and clearly established is not one that I would value. Yeah, I don't believe in stuff like that. I believe in breaking rules. There is a place for everything, and everything should be in its place. It is not a aphorism I believe in. What does this word mean? Aphorism. I don't think I've... Oh, I selected all of the text by accident. I don't think I've heard of this word. Aphorism? I think I've heard this word at one point, but I don't know what it means. Aphorism is a concise, tensely phrased statement of truth. I don't believe in truth. Brief statement of scientific principle. And Uh, yeah, I don't. Yeah, no, I agree with this. It's not an aphorism that I believe in that everything has its should be in its place. I think that's dumb. Sometimes it's scary when one gets too involved with another person. I wouldn't really call it scary. I would just call that interesting. Um, a good parent has to be a bit of a child too. I would say that's moderately true. I mean, you have to have fun every now and again. I can easily imagine myself as an animal or what it might be like to be an animal. Yes, I think about this all the time. When something happens to a friend of mine or to a lover, it's almost as if it happened to me. Not at all. I don't care. When I work on a project, I don't like to tie myself down to a definite outline. I rather like my mind to wander. Yeah, it's true. It's more fun that way. In my dreams, people merge into each other or become other people. I would say it's just a little true. I don't really remember anything exactly like that, but kind of like that. I believe I am influenced by forces no one can understand. That's just insane. It's literally insane. Um, let's see. There are no sharp dividing lines between normal people, people with problems, and people who are considered psychotic or crazy. Um, that's a hard question to answer because like the dividing lines that we have for those people are ultimately going to be spooks. They're going to be socially defined terms that don't really have a lot of gravitas beyond those social definitions. So, by their own definition, they are spooks. So, I don't. It's difficult for me to say whether or not there is a sharp dividing line because it's all made up by people. So, I would say, yeah, that's moderately true. In practice, it's not, but philosophically, it's true. I am far from a down to earth, no nonsense kind of person. Um, I just do things that are interesting. I so I don't. I if nonsense happens, I'm fine with that. I think I would enjoy being some kind of creative artist. Well, I mean, look at my channel. I have had the experience of someone calling me or speaking my name and not being sure whether it was really happening or whether I was imagining it. Yeah, that's happened to me a few times. Let me see here. What did I... You've scored a score of 40. What does that mean? See, okay. The Boundary Concept by Dr. Ernest Hartman, blah, blah, blah. Differences of understanding... Okay, so mid-range is 40. So if you have mid-range, what does that mean? This type of response indicates you may have some qualities or characteristics of both thin or thick boundary people. The thin boundary tend to react more strongly than other individuals to sensory stimuli and become agitated due to bright lights, loud sounds, particular aromas, tastes, or textures. I don't like bright lights or super loud sounds, so that's true. Respond more strongly to physical and emotional pain as well as in others. Not really. No, I don't really respond to physical or emotional pain in that big of a way. It doesn't really bother me. I'm just kind of stoic about the whole thing. Become stressed or fatigued? No. Be deeply affected or recall deeply... events in my childhood don't even bother me anymore. I dealt with very serious violent abuse as well as rape, and I look back then and I go, oh, that happened, it's fine, who cares? You know, like, when you look back at experiences like that, it just doesn't really matter. See, brush aside emotional upset in favor of simply handling the stimulation and maintaining a calm demeanor. Suppress or deny strong feelings. In ongoing sense of emptiness or detachment. Experiments show don't actually fear the feelings any less. Yeah, I think I'm closer to the thick boundary guys, if anything. Let me see here. This test is pretty stupid. It seems like pseudoscience. Let's see here. Yeah, sucks to lose a friend. Very sad. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. There's always more people. Similar things happened to me in the previous year. Had so many extreme emotions that I typically wouldn't feel has made me more numb to them. So I can only really feel if it's extremely extreme. Yeah, I feel pretty much the same way. Like, the only things that I ever end up feeling are, like really extreme things, and that's very, very rare. It's not very often that that happens. And so, more often than not, what ends up happening is that I just feel absolutely nothing. Can't lose a friend if you have none. Now that's really based. It's just another word for a figure of speech, more of an idiom. Okay, that makes sense. Based dissociation to cope. Yeah, that's, oof. That's an oof from me. Is thick boundary kind of like saying someone is thick-skinned? I think on some level that's kind of what they mean, but it seems like a dumb pseudoscientific thing anyway. What are more personality tests I can take? Jung tests. I don't want to take Jung tests. Myers-Briggs. I think I've taken all of the more interesting ones. Unless someone gives me something else to do. IDR Lab's personality test is basically 4D GRIS, but for some more serious illnesses, and the results are shown in a nice graph. Yeah, I can do that. Let's do it. IDR Labs. Yeah, I think that'll probably be the last test that I do, unless I can find another one that's more interesting. And then I might just play a game or something. I think I've done these IDR Labs tests before. Oh, these are the ones with the weird graphs and stuff, aren't they? Yeah, no, I've done these. Electability test. Oh my god. Dark core test. Left-right test. Okay, I might do this one. Villain test. These seem like such BuzzFeed Reddit tier things. Transgender test. Oh no. Islam test. What the fuck is this? Islam test. This is so weird. Career role test. Big five. I already did that one earlier. Conspiracy test. Morality test. There's some weird ones right here, man. I did a different psychopath test, so I don't want to take it again. I did the sociopath test, but it's kind of the same. Nazism and fascism to be on the right, whereas okay, I don't want to take the collectivism test. Philosophy test. Buddhism test? These are just weird things. I might take the philosophy test just for shits and giggles. Let's see. Like, what are these tests? These are so weird. These are very, very strange. Anxiety, stress, depression test, the dark triad test. These are such memes of ideas, you know? Gonna go now, night night. Yeah, it was nice having you here. DSM test was the one. Do the fascism test. They have a fascism test. Did I miss it? They've gone downhill since I did it. Yeah, clearly. Is there a fascism test? I didn't see it. Is it literally called the fascism test, or is it the collectivism one? I'm confused. But this is the collectivism test. So I'm assuming you're talking about this one. I could do this one. I don't think my results are going to be particularly interesting, though. A communism test, LMAO. Yeah, I thought that was funny. Close stock exchange and nationalize the banks. What? These are just dumb questions. Who writes these? Mussolini and the fascists, Hitler and the Nazis. I am not doing this. This is just stupid. Whose writing style was thought so obscure that it parodied and even... This is just trivia. This is literally just philosophy trivia. I'm not doing this either. I understand and wish to continue. Okay. People see me especially as worth of admiration. I don't think most people admire me. People who get mistreated usually did something to deserve it. No. I'm constantly looking for ways to get ahead. I would say that, yeah. People who mess with me almost always regret it. No, I don't believe in revenge. I look down on people who unwisely share their secrets. I don't try to look down on people who make mistakes, so I would say no. People with superior talent should not hide them. I would say, yeah, if you have a talent, there's no reason in not showing it. I'll say anything to get what I want. At one point, I would have said that, but nowadays, I try not to. I still find myself lapsing into that behavior every now and again, but I try not to do stuff like that. I get so angry that I want to hurt people. Not really, no. I have enjoyed hurting someone physically, sexually, or emotionally. Yes, strongly agree. Um, Most people would probably enjoy hurting others if they had the chance. I think on some level, yes. I try to avoid direct conflict with people who may be useful to me in the future. Yeah, I mean, I think most people do that. That's just how people survive. I only obey laws that seem reasonable to me, yes. There's no reason to obey a law that you don't morally line up with. There are no right and wrong ways of making money, so much as easy and hard ways. Well, if you're exploiting other people just to make money, then I would say that's wrong. I might be willing to take a punch if it meant that someone I did not like would receive two punches. Not really, no. I don't have that spiteful revenge attitude. Payback needs to be quick and nasty. No, I don't believe in this stuff. If I had the opportunity, I would gladly pay a small sum of money to see a classmate from whom I do not like fail a job or exam. That's such petty stuff. It's so petty. Who cares? I keep track of sensitive information that can be used to hurt people at a later time. I mean, I used to do that, but, like, it's boring. Like, what's the point? It's such a petty thing. My own happiness is more important than that of other people. Yeah, I would agree with that. I can be really nasty when I take revenge. I don't take revenge, so I would say no. I fantasize about extraordinary prestige. Sometimes. Sometimes I do. I deserve to have great things come my way in life. I don't think I deserve anything. People like me deserve perks and advantages more than the average person. No, I'm just a normal guy. I expect special favors from others. That's such a weird thing. No. It's okay to lie if it's the best way to handle a situation. I completely agree. I humiliate others to keep them in line. That's such a mean thing to do. What's the point? Like, what's the point of humiliating other people just to, like... There's better ways of getting people to do things. It's a very strange way of doing things, I think. I refrain from telling people the real reason I did something unless it's useful to do. I do this sometimes, yeah. It can be advantageous on some level. It is sometimes worth taking a little suffering yourself if it means others will receive the punishment they deserve. I believe in rehabilitative prisons. Rehabilitative prisons. Why would I believe in punishment? I am especially motivated towards making friends with important people. I don't give a fuck about important people. I just care about people who are interesting. I spend a lot of time looking for opportunities to achieve a higher social status. I don't care about social status. I would be willing to pay more for certain goods if other people I did not like had to pay even more. Again, what is this need for punishment? It's so weird. If I opposed the election of an official, I would gladly see them fail, and even their failure hurt my community. Well, I think if I supported an official, they would make the community better. So if they failed, then that would be a good thing because they wouldn't be making the community better. So I'm going to have to agree with this because I don't like people who are in power who I don't like. I often have fantasies which involve hurting people. That is true. I like to pick on losers. Well, there's no point to that. They're just people trying to get through life. I honestly feel I am more deserving than others. No, I'm just a normal guy. I use sincere flattery to get my way. Yes, I do that. It is important to me that I'm more successful than others. Again, like, what is this obsession with prestige and competition and being better than everybody else? It's so weird. It is okay to lie since you never know who you can trust. I mean, you can know who you can trust based on time and, like, people showing their worth. There's no reason to just distrust absolutely everyone. I use lies to get my way sometimes. Taking something without the owner's permission is okay as long as you're just borrowing it. I mean, it depends on who you're taking it from. That's kind of a gray area. Because if you wouldn't take something from someone that you want to keep the trust of. So I don't think that's... hearing others praise me is something I look forward to. I do sometimes. It doesn't really matter to me that much, though. Some people have to be treated roughly because they lack feelings that can get hurt. I don't... Again, this feels like just another obsession with punishment, which is weird to me. Most people don't really care about others. I would say that's true, because we live in an alienated capitalist system that causes us to not care about others. I should not have to deal with trivial matters or the humdrum of everyday life. To be honest, yes, I don't like doing everything everyone else has to do. I deserve more than I currently have in life. I don't think I deserve it, but I want to have it. Compared to other bad things people do, stealing something small from a store is not worth worrying about. Yeah, I would agree with that. Let's see here. What did I... Let's see. Okay, 60% egoism. Machiavellianism, I have 53%. Moral disengagement, I have 50%. Narcissism, 37%. Entitlement, 33%. Psychopathy, 13%. Sadism, 60%. Jeez, that's pretty high. Self-interest, 53%. Spitefulness, 23%. Total dark core is 42%. So it basically says that I'm a sadistic egoist, apparently. But how can you be sadistic and not spiteful at the same time? That's what I find to be really fascinating about this, is that I'm simultaneously a sadistic guy and I'm also not spiteful. How's that supposed to work? That's pretty strange. Yeah, this test is bad, but is there any more that I want to do? There might be another one. Is there anything else? I don't think there's anything else. Okay. I guess I can move to the chat at this point. Unless they're... Like, I can look one more time. Unless I find something really interesting. Electability test. This might be interesting to do. Just as a meme, I think. DSM style. What is this? Sounds interesting. DSM style test. Okay, this is a long test. I don't know if I want to do this. This is the Jungian type stuff. I think I did something similar to that. Presidential electability. Okay, guys, here we go. I had fun doing things that others would regard as morally offensive. Completely agree. I do what I want without worrying about what effects it has on others. Completely agree. Threats and punishment have never stopped me from doing what I wanted. Yes. I don't mind pushing people to show them my power. No, it's kind of weird. I don't want to do that. I never use recreational drugs no matter what. Drugs are cool. I can charm people into giving me what I want. Yes. I do my best not to hurt other people's feelings. I don't really care. I dislike making decisions without input from others. I think input from others can be good, but I think you should trust yourself in terms of what you want to do the most. I am very good at making up excuses that get me out of trouble. Yes. I keep my distance from other people. Absolutely. I can always find strength in knowing that I am a special person. I mean, we talked about that earlier. I am an invincible optimist. Absolutely not. I'm more of a pessimist than anything. I'm certainly lacking in self-discipline. I think I'm getting better at self-discipline. I'm not the best at it, but I'm getting better. I have been very successful in all my sexual relationships. No. I dislike sharing the credit for an achievement with others. I think sharing credit is fine. Like, you should share the credit based on, based on each person's involvement in the project. If I were in power, I would be remembered as one of the best politicians this country ever had. I mean, I think I would institute policies that would be better than everyone else's, because everyone else is corrupt in instituting bad policies. So I'd have to kind of agree with that, to be honest. I have never been in trouble with the law. I have been in trouble with the law, actually. Consistency and firm principles define my life. I don't think they define my life. I try to focus more on being interesting than firm principles. But there are certain principles that I've held for more than 5 years now that I just haven't been able to give up. Certain political beliefs I've had for the last like 2 years haven't been able to give up, that I'm just constantly like studying and learning more about. So I would say on some level yes, but on some level no. I see myself as in danger, falling short of who I want to be. Not really. I always try to do what is proper. No. I sometimes purposely scare others to get what I want. That's just weird. People who let themselves be used by others have usually done something to deserve it. That's just weird. I enjoy the thought of myself as someone with fame and power. I think that's kind of cool. I think about it sometimes. My positive moods are very contagious to others. I have no idea. I want those who have challenged me to fail. That's weird. It's just weird. I am willing to trick people to get them to... not answering this one. I enjoy it when another person is inferior to me. Not really, no. I use lies to get what I want, yeah, sometimes. Oh boy. Oh, let me see here. I have 64% narcissism, 63% electability, 25% diligence, 43% dominance, and 54% charm. I am 28% less electable than Bill Clinton, 13% less electable than Trump, 6% less electable than Obama? What? How does that work? Okay. I like this one. I am 48% more electable than Mitt Romney. This is incredible. And 29% more electable than Hillary Clinton. It's like the test knows that she was always a failed candidate. It's amazing. Liam says drugs are cool. I agree. That's basically all the tests I want to do. Unless you guys have something you want me specifically to talk about, then I'd be all ears. I'd be willing to answer. I'd be willing to answer whatever questions you find folks have to ask me. Because at this point I'm basically done doing tests. I think I've been pretty consistent in most of my answers. Most of the answers I've given, click the link I posted. You posted a link? Do that. Let me find it. Did you post a link? I didn't see it. I think the link got deleted by YouTube. Do a click venture. Click venture. Let me look this up. What is this? Click venture. Clickhole. You are... Can you avoid blowing your Hamilton money at the mall? What is this? I'm so confused. No new video for tonight. Yeah, you can't post links in chat. You can tell me what to Google though. Yeah, I don't have a new video that I don't have a new video that I have recorded on hand that I can upload. That's why I'm doing a stream today, is because usually I do a stream when I don't have a video to make. Yeah, I can't see whatever link has been posted. Remove spaces. What do you mean remove spaces? Remove spaces for me? Remove... What do you... I'm not exactly sure what you mean. Remove spaces... You could remove spaces for the link. Or something? What? I'm very confused as to what you mean. I apologize. Oh, Lord. Google... Oh, Click Venture Congress. Okay, I can do that. Let's see here. Let me open up Firefox again. Apparently I have to get a software update. I didn't even notice that. Click Venture Congress. What is this? Here we go. Oh boy. This is gonna be like some Congress for Cultural Freedom shit, I'm sure. Have I ever talked about the Congress for Cultural Freedom on this channel? That could be really interesting. I want to talk about that. Something a lot of people don't know about is that the CIA basically... Ooh, what is this? You have been elected... Oh boy. You have been elected to Congress. You can pass even one... Let me see what this is. You are close to 1,200 subs. Nice. I didn't even notice that. You can pass... Can you even pass one goddamn bill? Let me see. Can I pass one goddamn bill? Let's find out. How does this work? First link. Yeah, no, I clicked the first link. It's just, it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Let's see. Clickhole newsletter discussion. How does this work? Because all content deserves to go. What is, how does this, is maybe my browser, oh, there it goes. It's loaded now. Congratulations on becoming a member of U.S. Congress. Now you can truly enact change for constituents and the nation. Are you ready to engage in the rich tradition of democracy? Yes, let's go to work. Alright, first things first. What is the initial you want to tackle? Stricter gun control, wider access to birth control. I would say minimum wage increase. Sure, let's do that. Unfortunately, you were elected with the support of small business owners, and this is an issue that they will definitely not approve of politically. This is not a good time to try this. Maybe in a few years. Oh, damn. Okay, let's pick something else. Building a new bridge. Let's do this. Okay, a bridge over this calm river. Gotta start somewhere, right? Ready to make some legislation? Yes, I'll submit it to the floor of the House. You are a now proud parent of H.R. 349. After you submitted to the Speaker, it was sent to the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. Unfortunately, you are not on this committee because you do not have seniority. I guess to sit on it after the committee hearing. Resign from office. I'm not going to do that. At the committee hearing, a congressman from Colorado proposes exempting companies that give their employees complimentary Game Boy Colors for providing documentation concerning the legality of their workers. The rest of the committee favors the idea. The fuck? That's not even related to bridges. Tell that dickhead to stop bastardizing this bill. That's what I'm gonna do. Your hesitance over the addition is met with ire. You were told to do your job, and the committee will do its job. The clause is added. And at home later that night, you see the representative from Colorado has gone on the Situation Room and called you a greedy bridge baron. He demands that more concessions be made to large corporations so as to not disrupt the economy. The entire panel agrees with him. Fuck. Issue press a release explaining why the bill was not changed anymore. What an ass cavern shit spawn. I guess I have to prepare a statement making the concessions. Now, I'm going to explain why the bill was not changed. Your statement makes you look stubborn and uncompromising. Oh no! The morning news cycle calls it a fiasco, and the paper in your home district runs your picture with the headline, "Look at this piece of shit we voted into office." Alright, fine. Time to roll up my sleeves and really shore up the language of the bill to reflect my original vision and get congressional and popular support for this bill no matter what it takes. Motherfucker, I guess I'll just agree with the changes. I'm gonna go with this one. This one sounds more reasonable. Too late. It's time for congressional recess. Fuck, I guess I'll have to wait. Or, I'm not gonna resign. I'm gonna wait. Is still in recession. Continue to wait. Okay. Okay, still waiting. Hurry the fuck up, Congress. Congress is still in recess. Also, your father passed away. Maybe a few words. I'm going to continue to wait. Really? That was your father. Wow. Congress is still in recess. Continue to wait. Fucking motherfucker. Half this job is waiting. Wait is over. Congress is back. It's about fucking time. Alright, initial polling has been shown that your bill does not have the votes to pass. You need help. Who do you want to ask? A representative from Massachusetts. They sound reliable. You approach the Massachusetts representative, and he agrees to support your bill. He only asks in return that $100 million is added to fund research on how the city of Boston to get the city of Boston to float 4 inches above ground to make it so lightning crashes my live plays on an infinite loop from speakers so loud no Bostonian can ever escape it, even if they trap themselves in the thickest bank vault. Do you accept this help? Kill him. I'm gonna kill him. This decision was definitely a gamble and does not pay off. You are immediately arrested and later sentenced to death by being strapped to the bridge and fought so hard. Okay. Hundreds of thousands of people line in the river to applaud your fiery death, and poke your charred remains with a stick. Your congressional district is banned from having a congressperson for 1,000 years, so everyone leaves and nature slowly reclaims it. In 400 years' time, it becomes a sanctuary for rare birds. Wow. Damn. That was pretty cool. You have my support if you pay me, Keck. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I like this. Do I want to... I might do another one. Yeah, let's go ahead and do another one. This time I'm not going to build a bridge, though. Absolutely. Time to make a difference. Access to wider birth control. Let's do this one. A straw poll conducted in your state just 5 weeks earlier shows that the public is sharply divided on this issue. Oh, shit. Well, I'll pick up another one. Stricter gun control. Wow, it's your first day of Congress and you're going to take on the gun lobby? Look, you should know that they're going to bury you before you've ever gotten started. At that point, you won't be able to make headway on any of the reforms you have planned. Better hold off on this one till your second term, if you get elected again, of course. So I already tried so I'm gonna have to try to build the bridge again, I guess. Let's see. Let's just say nothing this time. Great, after a few more key changes, H.R. 30 is ready to be voted on. More changes. Okay, we have to do recess, 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 recess. Let's see, let's choose a representative from California. You approach the representative from California. She agrees to support your bill, but in return she requests that a rider be added to lengthen the bridge by several thousand miles to stretch to her district of San Fernando Valley. The perfect compromise, she explains. You accept her help. Fine, whatever. Alright, you've just made that rep very happy. The majority of Congress stands up to applaud your willingness to compromise. Now the floor is open to more amendments. A representative from Arkansas proposes a rider on the bill making October 14th National Wheelchair Retailers Day. The motion goes on a vote. Vote yes. Okay. The motion passes. A congressman from Texas adding a rider that will require every American to travel to Corpus Christi, Texas, at their own expense. Inhale deeply and say, "Oh, now that's good living," within the next calendar year. Do you wish to vote? Yeah, sure. Let's have him at it. It passes. A congresswoman from Washington proposes shrinking every pill measure except for the part. Is this just like a heavily satirized critique of Congress as like a concept? Because I feel like that's what this is. Like, I feel like the purpose of this is just to talk about how inefficient Congress is. How do you wish to vote? Let's see. Vote. Striking every bill. At this point, yeah, let's vote nay. You were stubborn and voted nay, and the vote fails. Okay. You have wasted months of your life on this bill, only to turn on it when it needed you most. But you don't feel bad or angry or defeated. You just feel nothing. A little girl from your district writes you a letter and asks why you chose failure instead of success. You don't have an answer. Damn. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I like... I always like these sort of like choose your own adventure type games where they have a really like satirical and kind of sarcastic backing to them. The writing was pretty funny. Like, there were certain jokes that actually had me laughing, so that was pretty cool. Thank you for showing it to me. Yeah, at this point I think I'm gonna end the live stream. But it was nice talking to everyone today. Appreciate everyone for coming out to the stream and entertaining my weird narcissism. Thank you. I appreciate everyone who comes out to these streams. It's always nice to have people to actually listen to these and make the chat active, because like when the chat isn't active, a lot of the streams are just less interesting. And so I appreciate the interaction and stuff. All right, I'll see you guys later.